Hello everyone, this is Michelle Patterson with Angel Souls, and this is your weekly Angel Oracle card reading for the week beginning March 16, 2015. I'm going to be using the Angel Therapy Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue, and then I'm going to pull a card from the Energy Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor, and then of course the color card from the Secret Language of Color Oracle deck by Ina Segal. So first off, I want to say if you want a personal reading, just go to my website, angelsouls444.com, the services page. Please pay attention to the wait time, okay? It will be changing. Also, this week on Wednesday, March 18th, it will be at noon Pacific time, 3 o'clock Eastern time. I'm going to be doing a little show with KG Styles. So if you want the invite to that, it's posted on the my Facebook page, actually. And you can just come and we'll learn about the solar eclipse that's coming up on March 20th and about a few angels that you can call upon and work with in order to get through that energy. Okay, so very valuable. Questions will be open, so you can ask whatever you like. Okay, so let's all take a deep breath and just try to decompress. I don't know how you guys are doing right now, but I felt like this past week was very, very strange. Like, not terribly upsetting, but just there were moments of clear agitation. I've had some odd things happen with clients. Just, I don't know, just very weird things. Not, again, not terrible, but like, if I had my choice to not go through that, I would, you know, choose to not go through that. Like, for example, I was just getting a cup of coffee at a bakery not far from me. The weather has been beautiful in New York for the past week. So I was on my way to the park, and I go into this bakery that I always go into, and these guys are hanging out in there, and they all seem to be laughing and joking with the owner, and then the guys walk out, and then all of a sudden the owner just turns around and starts screaming over my head at these guys and saying, "I don't want to do business with you." And then he looks at me and he starts pouring his heart out to me. And I'm just sort of standing there like, can I get my coffee? I don't know what just happened, but I kind of want to get out of here. This is so, and it's so not like that, the owner of that place to behave that way. So it's just like, it's been stuff like that. Just bizarre. Okay. There's a card that came up that I'm glad came up because we need to have a serious talk about it. The Twin Flame card came up. We'll get into it because I think it's very dangerous for people to start latching on to whoever they think their twin flame is, okay? We'll get into it. Like I said, let me just focus on these cards. Interesting. Okay, so again, with the Sandra Ann Taylor deck, she honors reversed cards. Now, that's not something I typically do with the other Oracle deck cards, but we had one come up in reverse. So let me just lay this out for you. Twin Flame, Sacral Chakra, Singing and Dancing, Books, and the Angel of Love card in the reverse. So there is a lot about love, sexuality, identifying through love, but the love of others. This does have a romantic feel to it. And there is an amount of healing that goes on, especially with the Sacral Chakra. That could also be your creativity, which is interesting. We have Sacral Chakra, and then we have books here as well. Singing and dancing, that's very creative, okay? There are a couple of ways we could take this. But here's why I wanted to stop and talk about this. The Twin Flame, and I'll read it to you. The answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. I get a lot of people who come to me and they go, I'm with my twin flame, and and he doesn't know that I love him, but he just hasn't recognized our love yet, or she hasn't recognized our love yet, but I'm going to put my life on hold until this person recognizes that we are twin flames. Here is what I have been told by the angels about twin flames. It's too much to get into in this reading, I suppose. So you might want to look on YouTube. There are better explanations, more extensive explanations about twin flame energy. But you pretty much have to be on your last incarnation in this life to be reunited with your twin flame. It's a hard thing to do. That means you have learned all your lessons, you've paid off all your karma, now you're ready to become together again. Okay, your two sort of polar aspects can come back together. Now that we're going into this shift, we are being allowed to reunite with our twin flames without meeting that criteria in every single situation, because the power of that union is sort of needed to push us into this new energy. But that still is pretty rare. And I know a lot of people have their opinions on that, but please, what I'm getting at here is don't jump to conclusions. Don't jump to conclusions. Oh, this person is my twin flame. Oh, this is that. This is, you know, I've seen so many people get themselves off track by just looking at someone, and they actually, what they're feeling, they say, well, I felt that spark. I just knew. Again, what you're feeling is the conflict. And that's not a twin flame recognition. It's different. It's soulful. Okay? It's blissful. All right? It's a different kind of feel than just being like really sexually attracted to someone. Okay? Again, it's too much to get into here. It is coming up in your reading, but you know, this I feel like speaks more to the power of being at one with yourself. Okay? And I know this is going to be really unpopular, but I got to say it. Just, you have to balance the aspects within you to carry forward. Now I'm going to hop right to that other card, which is, here, I'll hold it up like properly first. The Angel of Love. There's the card, but it came up in the reverse. Okay? So you need to get, some of you need to cleanse away your preconceived notions about twin flames, or before you go putting that label on someone or on a situation. They're saying you're taking yourself down the wrong road, and you're actually robbing yourself of the proper love that you need right now, either because you're waiting for the twin flame, and so you're not accepting love in, or you are so convinced that a certain person is your twin flame that you're not letting anybody else in. Therefore, you're not growing. Therefore, you are not ever probably going to get with your twin flame, because maybe what you need in order to be a vibrational match for that kind of relationship is to have other relationships. I've said that before, and I got very negative comments on that. And as long as you keep, I mean, again, you have free will, you can go down the road you want to, but be careful is all we're saying, okay? If you are one of those very advanced souls out there and you are with a twin flame, congratulations. That is an awesome thing, and I am so happy for you. But if you're looking for your twin flame, they're saying you would be better served asking how you can get your frequency in a place to be a match for a twin flame. Okay? So you're going to have more lessons coming in to get you ready. It's not something that's just going to be handed to you. Okay? This is hard earned. Okay? It doesn't just come out of thin air. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, having said that, we do have the Sacral Chakra card, and it says, you are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. Guys, some of you are doing some real damage to your, I don't even know how to put this into words, like your creativity, how you create your life. You're stalling yourselves out because you're focused on, for some of you, you've turned this into a fairy tale. This is real stuff. This is serious stuff here, okay? I know I have like Easter egg nails, and I'm sitting here holding this card up and saying this is serious stuff. Hopefully you can look past that. But you know what I mean? Like, we don't want to don't use this for the wrong reasons. This is not a story for you to hide behind. Right? Let's just say this week, make sure you're focusing on that sacral chakra. Heal it. Spray your room with citrus smelling things. Bring some orange flowers or something into your home. Do whatever to try to lift the energy of that chakra, okay? They're also saying engage in creative activities, okay, right? Okay, so here are the two examples they brought up for creative activities. So singing and dancing, books, writing, whatever you want to do. Anything that gives your soul a voice. This is going to be a really big theme, okay? Because that helps you get in touch. Creative projects help you get into that meditative state. And when you're doing that, you release that ego consciousness just a little bit, or it goes to sleep, and you're able to just let things flow out onto the page. And you'd be surprised, the page, the canvas, whatever it is for you, or into the music, whatever your medium is. And you'll be surprised what comes out when you're not trying to control it or put any sort of like editing on it. Do you understand? So this is really about you getting centered. If you really want big love to come in, you got to work to turn this card upside down to make this work, to make it click. Okay, again, it's very complicated. And for me personally, let's go back to the twin flame thing. It does upset me to see things on YouTube where people don't necessarily understand that energy, but they're throwing that term around. And relationships can be really, really hard, and they can be hurtful, and you're vulnerable within these relationships, right? And so you want it to last. You don't want to have to keep going through breakups and feeling bad about yourself and whatever. So everybody's just like, I just want the one ultimate relationship where that person really, really, really understands me, and then I don't ever have to worry about anything ever again. Happily ever after, right? Here's the kick in the head about twin flames. They're you. Again, are you perfect? Probably not. Is that relationship going to be perfect? Not while you're in these bodies, right? So this week is really about clearing away any sort of illusion that maybe you're getting yourself caught up in, or ask for true love, and try to take the labels off of it, and the angels will usher in the next right love for you. Again, this is so complicated to get into, but Shamuel is here, Raphael is here. Some of you need to do some deep clearing and healing around this, so work with Michael as well. They're just showing me like a jumbled up like ball of ideas, and everybody has their opinion, and they're all swirling around, and basically you're calling things in your life the wrong thing. If you want that, if you're really going to pull that in, you got to do the work. Let me not complicate it anymore by saying any more about it. But anyway, let's get back to the singing and dancing card. Express yourself and awaken your psychic senses through the magical power of music and movement. Call in Sandalphon as well. This is a beautiful angel to work with. He can help you get rooted and to get real. And Sandalphon he's in charge of a lot of things, but he's the angel of music. He's the angel that carries your prayers up to heaven, okay? And he's also the angel that helps you get back in touch with your spirituality. He's all about unification. I always joke that he's the rock star party angel, and the reason why I say that, well, because of the music, but also because if he were to come back as a human again, he was once the prophet Elijah, if he were to come back as a human again, I really think that he would go into a room and make sure everybody felt included. Again, he's all about unity. But the thing that we're talking about here is he keeps you very earthed as well. So all your big ideas, all those dreams that you have, ding, 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 he can help you get real and recognize what you need to do to make things that you want happen. So you go from this being in this illusion to this, and now it's here and it's real and you're living the existence that you want. Okay. Also, music and dancing, we already talked about it, gets you in touch with your soul, but music especially helps attune your energy. So you can use any sort of sound healing modality. So tuning forks, singing bowls, solfeggio, S-O-L-F-E-G-G-I-O. It's become a habit now. I just have to spell it out there. But that will help you keep in alignment, all right? And keep it real, basically. Let's see if there's anything else we got to say about that. Do we say this already? You have to be very careful about what kind of music you're listening to. So if you love driving your car around and you've got that music blaring and it's referring to women as something derogatory or whatever, you know, it's just got bad lyrics in it that is sort of degrading to people, especially, watch doing that. Those words are soaking into you. Okay, and again, you know, like if the music itself is very, very harsh, it's going to agitate you. It's going to, you know, make your energy sort of misfire. Now, does that mean you have to go around listening to harp music all day? You could. It might make you really, really happy, but do you have to? No, of course not. But if you are going to listen to the harsher stuff, at least go in and be like, hey, Michael, can you shield me? Make sure none of this really soaks in, and then afterwards, you know, sort of cleanse your energy, right? Okay, the other card that we have is books. Your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books. Okay, maybe for some of you out there, but these are general readings, so that's not going to apply to everybody. But again, you know, I just think it's a good exercise to do the journaling, especially after you've meditated. When your higher self is talking to you, it's a completely different voice than the human brain voice that's going, how am I going to pay for this? How am I going to pay for that? Why doesn't that guy like me? Why doesn't that girl like me? What's wrong with me? I thought he was my soulmate. You know, like, and you get spinning. So reading is very calming. There are a lot of great books out there that you can read that will help you get into, I don't know, just kind of again into that quieter space and help you think about maybe, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm getting interrupted. Important for you guys to pay attention to what you are reading this week, because they're going to be giving you messages through that and through the music. What else? Okay, so it's not like you might get guided to like an article or a book, but really what this is, I think, is like pay attention to little phrases. And they're making me think of the time I was having a rough time, and I had ordered this crystal from somebody. I think I told this story before, but anyway, the woman who sent it to me, she had wrapped it up in newsprint, in like newspaper. And right there, as I pulled it out of the box, I was, you know, talking to the angels, and I was, you know, just asking for a sign, and right there was something about angels. And again, it was on newsprint. You don't see stuff about angels too much in a newspaper, at least around here. You know, so it was just very strange that there was a phrase about angels right facing up as I opened the box. It'll be stuff like that. All right. So everything that you need will be coming through. I'm going to tell you right now, what I'm feeling is there's a lot of messages coming through. You can see I'm kind of stumbling, trying to get it all out here. Say it clear. One at a time. Say it clear, please. Don't run away with yourselves. You can't just have the payoff right now. Really? Come on. We've been working so hard. We've been good sports about this whole earth plane existence thing. Okay, you got to keep doing the work. I think that's the thing. And really ask yourself, wake up a little bit, get some clarity about how you're viewing certain situations in your life, especially when it comes to love and sexuality. And make sure, we said again, you know, make sure that you are working on your sacral chakra. Okay, is that good? Can we move on? Okay, good. It's like, whoa, it's all over the place. Okay. We're going to hold it together here. Let me get the color card for you guys. All right. Color card we have is gray. Learn to scan your body, 29. I always see gray as, this says learn to scan your body, get in touch. Again, it's all about getting back in alignment. So that's a given. But whenever I see the color gray come up for anything, like in a reading with my other oracle decks and what have you, that to me symbolizes you're coming out of the shadows, but you're not entirely into the light just yet. You're sort of in a purgatory. So you're not as lost or in the dark as you were before, but you're not entirely into your, I guess, enlightenment just yet. All right. So honor how much work you have done and look forward to what is still to come. There's still room for things to get better. All right. Again, I know I had one of those weeks where it was very easy to get into a negative space. I was definitely in that gray area where it was like, one second people are happy, the next they're yelling at each other. You know, getting emails from people being very, very sweet in the beginning and then criticizing me and being insulting, honestly, for the rest of the email, to the point where I was in this uncomfortable position where I had to take a stand and say, no, that's not acceptable. I will not take that kind of language from you. I will not accept that. And again, it wasn't something that was very fun. So I think this is going to be, hopefully, the week where, remember last week was all about getting in touch with your inner power and maybe standing your ground like I had to do, and trusting that the universe will flow everything to you that you need, and keeping in touch with your dreams. Well, this is a week where we're going, okay, we need to get real about what those dreams are. I thought I knew, but now I'm becoming something else. So what does that mean? Who am I now? What do I really want? Do I want a stinking twin flame? I don't know. You know, those can be I won't go into it anymore, but, you know, just be very honest about what you want. If you really want romance and passion, you know, like the sacral chakra, sexuality kind of stuff, ask for that, okay? Don't ask for something heavier than what you're ready to deal with, okay? So this is a week, you know, through these tools that they're giving us, we, you know, again, I think when we have that eclipse happening, things are going to come up that you're just like, okay, I can't deny that about myself anymore. I have to get real. Maybe I do that. Like, maybe I have, you know, it's about taking accountability. Okay, let's just put it that way. And when you do that, you have these self-realizations, you're getting in touch with your soul, you're really giving that soul a voice, you're listening to that voice. It's going to tell you things that maybe you didn't see coming. Maybe your whole life you've been like, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a lawyer. Then you put in all the work, you go off and you're a lawyer, and you're not fulfilled. This might be that kind of week where, you know, especially if you're engaging in those frequencies getting high in here. It's like me being on top of a mountain, like I can't even breathe in here. But this is where the week where you might get into the frequency where you're like, what I really want to do is play piano. And your ego's going to jump in there and be like, you're such a fool. You're 45. You can't learn how to play piano now. What are you going to be, like a famous, you know, piano player? No, you can't do that. Can't make money doing that. Blah, 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 right? But that's the thing that keeps you in touch with your soul. That's the thing that you love. All right? And so this week, those kinds of things might be coming up for some of you, and you're going to have to figure out how to sort of revamp and redesign your life to leave room, not just for the things that people told you should want. You might be clearing that away entirely, but making room for all those things that really mean something to you, that make you who you are, right? That's what we're working towards. Okay, I think that's it. Wow, I mean, it's, I wish you guys could feel what I'm feeling. I just sat down and it was like, da, 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 da. Okay. But anyway, I think we got out what we need to get out. Have a beautiful week, and I'm sending you guys so much love. Take care.